Hey, it's Kate here, your in-house Kajabi consultant and your behind-the-scenes tech sidekick. If you've been scratching your head wondering how to actually sell your online course, your digital products, your communities, your coaching programs on Kajabi, knowing how to link it through, how to start making money as soon as possible via the checkouts, then you're going to want to stick around and watch this video. Today I'm going to walk you through how you can set up your offer and checkout pages step by step so you can start accepting payments, have all the automations flowing to serve your customers and deliver your products smoothly with no tech meltdowns required. And if you're not on Kajabi yet, then make sure that you grab an extended free trial via my link in the description below, and you're going to get some bonus support tools to help you get set up and started straight away, as well as being able to watch these kind of educational videos to support you on your journey as well. Let's dive in. Okay, so once you've logged into your Kajabi, you'll be on what is like the home dashboard page. This is my demo site, so we're going to go to the sales tab, and within there we go to offers. And this is where we set up our offer and payment checkout for our customers to come through. You'll see I've got a couple in here already, but let's start a new one from scratch. So we're going to go new offer, and we're going to title it. So this might be for your mini course. And this is an internal title, I believe. So we could go like that, go continue, make it free or paid. So this time we'll make it a one-time payment, and it's going to be $99 US. I can choose the currency, but these are all the other payment options you can select as well. So you can make a payment plan, which is a set amount of payments over a set amount of time, or you can make an ongoing subscription that is weekly, monthly, or annual, or it's a one-time payment in this case. So the customer can pay $99 and get access to my mini course. Or you can choose the option that is let customers pay what they want. When you select this, you can add a minimum price, so you make sure nobody pays less than that. That is quite a fun thing to do sometimes as well. Here we can choose the payment providers. So I've got my PayPal connected to this site, so I can choose that. And then I'm going to click down to continue. I'm just going to ignore this. This is a newish thing on Kajabi that offers Kajabi payments, which allows a little bit extra flexibility for customers. However, I do not have access to that because I'm not in the right country for it right now. So we'll press continue, and my customers are going to be able to pay via PayPal anyway, which they can use their credit cards on, so that's absolutely fine. So then I just do a few more settings here. So the button color, I'm just going to click this and choose something that is sort of more aligned to my brand, but you can choose your exact brand color if you like as well. You can type what's going to be on the button, so I'll just change that to pay now. And then I can choose which other fields I want to collect at checkout. So I definitely want people's names. You'll see here it's going to start adding them here. And you may also want to start collecting people's phone numbers as well, because SMS messaging has begun to roll out across Kajabi. So you'll be able to make contact with your customers via text message as well as email. And if it's something that you need to send to them as part of your offer, you could collect their address as well, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just turn that off. And if you are selling to business, then you may want to select this option here to collect their tax information as well, but we'll turn that off. At this stage, I'm not going to add a service agreement here or some terms and conditions. I'm just going to leave it as it is, but just so you know, the options here are either not required, default text, where I can add in my own text once we get through to the checkout, or custom text. Custom text, I can add my own text. Default text is Kajabi's default, and it's just a checkbox that somebody ticks. I'll just put not required for now because I'll show you that again over in the main settings once it's all set up. Everything can be changed again over in the main settings. So this is just a quick way to set up your offer. Right, and then we come into this page. So within the offers of Kajabi, I like to explain this as the back end of the offer. This is the page and the settings that tell Kajabi and your payment platforms, such as PayPal in my case, what to charge and what to do once the customer purchases. So this is the back end settings, this view here. And here we can adjust the pricing, we can add upsells. There's a few other settings. We can notify ourselves when somebody purchases. And through here, there's some settings as well, which I'll take you through now. The other side of the offers is this button here, Edit Checkout. And when we open this button, I'll just open it in a new link to show you. this is what I like to call the front end settings of the checkout. So this is the part that the customer sees when they go to purchase. So you're going to have to add in here all the relevant information for the customer, and this is where we can edit a few things as well visually. So this is the design side of things as well. So we'll just jump back into this one, which is the back end settings. So here we've got mini course, which is what I titled it. If I want to add an internal title that's separate that my customers can't see, so maybe it's like $99 because potentially I'm going to add some more checkouts in different currency, which is a little bit more advanced. But that would be so I know that this one here is the one that is for $99. But the customer will only see that it's called Mini Course. I can add a description here if I want. The only reason that you need to add a description here is if you are using the offer blocks on your landing pages or your sales pages, and it pulls through the description from here. So it's often not used. I usually just leave it blank, and you can come back to it later and add it in if you need to. If I am adding a product to this offer, so this is relative where I have the mini course hosted on Kajabi. If it's something that you're selling, like maybe coaching or just a one-time consulting session, that's actual product, that thing that the person's purchasing, may not be hosted on Kajabi, and in that case you don't add anything here. Now at this stage on my demo site, I don't actually have any products to add here anyway, but usually this would have a button that says add product, and you select the relevant product. So select the mini course that you've already created, or maybe you haven't created it yet but you're going to. After you've set up this part and you go and create your mini course, you can then come back in here and add it. What this means is that when somebody purchases, they will instantly get access to that product as soon as they've logged in, straight after they've purchased. So you either add a product here or you don't, based on what it is that you're selling. The next settings here are the library. So this is where you're telling Kajabi where to send the customer after they've purchased. So the library is the most relevant place if your product is ready for them. So if they can go straight in and take the mini course, then the library is the right place. The library page is part of your website pages on Kajabi, and it automatically, the Kajabi system will automatically add your product to their library page once they've purchased. The other options here are an existing landing page, so perhaps you're just wanting to direct them to a landing page that you've created with different information on it, whether that's for a waitlist situation or just some more information before they go into whatever it is they've purchased. And then the other option is a custom thank you page. When you select this, you can preview what it looks like. So if I click this and open it in a new link to have a look, this is just a Kajabi website, part of your website settings page that you have on your Kajabi site once you've selected a template. And so it's just a pretty standard thank you, your purchase was successful. If you're wanting to override, it's quite generic because it means you can use it for all of your offers no matter what you're selling. But if you're wanting to override that text, then in here we can put some extra messaging. I'm just going to do this to show you what it looks like differently. Let's make that big, header, and let's make it a different color so that we can recognize it. So right now, the standard page looks like this. Thank you, your purchase was successful. You'll receive an email, and it has the button. Now, if I just press save on this and preview this page again, it's overridden the existing text that was there. So before it had this text, it's overridden it with the text that I've written. So if you are going to do that, then you just need to make sure you write all the relevant instructions and what people can expect next as well. But by default, that button is there to return them back to the home page of your website. And you can control the color of that button in the website settings. So I won't show you that here, but that is if you want to do that. I'm just going to change this back to the members library, which makes most sense. If I had connected a mini course here as a product, that means they'll land on the library and go straight into the mini course. Okay, then there's the automation. So if you just click here, you'll be able to see a couple of options. So when the offer is purchased, or when the offer is purchased as a gift, there's all different options here. So you always want to set up automations for when the offer is purchased, and these are all the options that you can set up as an automation. So a lot of people like to add a tag when somebody purchases, which means the tag will be added to their name, and then they can be segmented and filtered at a later time to be sent emails and things like that. You could automatically send an email, although there's various ways of doing that as well. So we could do that here. That's where you just type the email in here. I would just recommend sending an email this way if it's just a a short message like this, as it's mentioning here, like to congratulate someone, to confirm that they've purchased whatever it is. If it's a more in-depth email and you want to be able to see who's received it, who's opened it, who's clicked on the link, then I wouldn't recommend that you use this style of of automation. I would recommend that you create an email sequence over in the email marketing area and make the automation that when someone has purchased, subscribe them to an email sequence, and then you'll have to select the email sequence that is relevant. So probably this one I've created here, welcome to the course, is probably pretty relevant, and go save. So that when somebody purchases, they'll automatically get sent that email sequence. If I want to check out that email sequence and just make sure it is the right one, I just click here and it's going to take me over to the email sequence that I had already set up here. So there's a welcome email and a day one email, which is absolutely fine. And then it looks like I've got it attached to a few different offers that I've created over the course of my testing. So automatically people will receive these emails, and I won't go into them in too much detail, but right now it looks like it's a pretty generic email. Welcome to the course. I've added some things in here, so I could come in here and edit them later. But let's get back to the checkout settings. So right now I've just got this automation. I could add a tag automation, whatever else. Another top tip is when you add an automation for when an offer is purchased, I always recommend that you also add the same automation based on when an offer is granted. So this could be when you gift the course to somebody, like a friend or a family member, or even people that are testing it for you. Just means they're not going through the checkout and purchasing via credit card, but you still want them to experience the same thing. So you still want them to receive the welcome email. So I just always recommend that wherever you set up a purchase automation, so this one here is a purchase one, you also set up the same automation for when offer is granted, and I just showed you there how to do that. So now I've got that set up, I'm going to press save. If I've decided from when I first set up the offer that I want to change the price, I can come into pricing. And here goes the pricing information. So I'm going to still keep it at a one-time payment, but actually now I'm just going to make it $79 and still US dollars. Here goes all the other different options. And if I want to, I can actually override what it says on the checkout. So if I just press save and show you. Right now it says it's going to update to 79. Where the customer sees it, 79 US dollars. But if I want to put some other text up here, this is where we can do it here, is we can override. So I can write, maybe this is an early bird price, and I would still put the price here because otherwise it won't show up at all, because we're overriding. So if I just press save now, you'll see where that overrides. I'll update that, so that's going to change to what I just typed. There we go, like that. So you have a little bit of control over what you can put here, although the formatting, I can't make that all in one line just by default unless I make the text a little bit less. So just to show you what that does, I'm connected to PayPal. If I had another payment option here like Stripe, I could select that as well if I wanted to. And if you have limited quantity of the offer, so you're only offering this price, say, to 10 people, then this is where you can select that here. Or if there's a limited time on the offer, so they have to purchase it by a certain time, here's where you can control those settings there. But I'm just going to leave that as it is for now. The next tab here is Upsells. So this is where, because this is a low ticket price, the mini course, perhaps I'm going to offer them some coaching as well. So I could go create an after flow purchase. I'm just going to create this here, and I would have already had to have set up a checkout for the upsell. So let's say it's this one. A test package, which is $50, which is not really an upsell, but say it was worth more. That is an offer that I've already set up somewhere else. So I could go through here and set up all of this. And this means that after somebody purchases the mini course, on the following page, they're going to get a pop-up that says, would you also like to buy coaching for whichever price? And they can instantly just press a button and they'll automatically get charged. Or they can say no thank you and just carry on with the mini course. So that's what an upsell is. Won't show you too much setting details there on this video today. And then here goes some more settings as well. So you can choose whether people are able to purchase this as a gift or not for their for someone else. So you can set that up there, and it will set up some other settings for you. The most common one on this page that I ask my clients to set up is if they want to get notified when a purchase has been made. So you can put that there and add your email address in here like that. Oops, not twice. There we go. And now I'll be notified to that inbox when someone makes a purchase, which is always fun to know. If you have affiliate program, you could add that here. If you want to send abandoned cart emails, you could add that here too. Although this only works for existing customers that already have a login, so that it knows which email address to send it to, just so you know. So we'll just press save there. And now I'm going to go into the front page settings. Right, and now we are in the front end checkout design that your customers will see. So here goes all the settings along the left hand side here for us to customize this checkout here. You can preview it at any time by clicking on this button here. We'll open up a new tab here and I can see what it looks like, and it's just letting me know up here that I'm in preview mode and that payments are disabled, so we can't actually test our own checkout this way. Wait until the end and I'll show you how you can do that, but this is just a preview what it's looking like for your customers. And if at any time you want to look at what it looks like on a mobile view as well, if you just pull the edge of your browser across like this, you'll see what it looks like in mobile view as well, which is really important to look at because most of your customers will probably be looking at it in mobile view most of the time. So let's go back to the settings over here, sorry, this page here, and we'll go through them all. So to start off with, you can either click around the sections here, and when you click on them, it will open the settings for this particular section over to the left here. I'll just move myself out the way. And so that is how you can change different sections. Or you could just go through each of these here and update as appropriate. So let's do that. We'll start with the top one. Page content. So this is the title that you gave it when you first set it up on the back end. So if you change the title here, and this is what we're seeing here, if you change it here, then it will change on the back end instantly as well, and it will change what it says here. So let's say we're going to say early bird sale maybe. Now we always have to press save here to be able to see the update over here. There we go. So that's updated that now. And then the checkout description. So that's this area here. And it's giving you a little bit of a prompt here of some information you could put in here relevant to your offer. So it's nice to keep it nice and short because you'll see when you're looking at it on mobile that it becomes quite a big long column otherwise. So keeping it nice and short is good. And then the other options that I'm just going to leave that text here for now, but this is where you could add in your benefit bullet points and things like that. And then down here we can also add a video or a hero image. This is an image that sits up above the text, so I'll just quickly add one in to show you. So I'm just adding an image that I found on my computer quickly here, just to show you where it sits. There's no way to customize this image into a different shape. It needs to be this kind of thumbnail shape, 1280 by 720, which you can create on Canva. We'll just press save. But the other option that can sit up here, where you'll see the image is going to go here, is a video. So if you want to record a video talking to the customer and explaining the benefits again in order to get them across the line and pay, then that is where you could add a wee video there as well, and it would just sit here, same as where the turtle is. And then the other option on these settings here that we can add is some testimonials. So at the moment there's none here, so what we can do is add one. Just pops up like this. Who author means who gave the testimonial. So Kiki was one of my testimonials originally. I'll just quickly type something in here so you can see where it shows up, and if I want I can add an image of the person who gave the testimonial as well. In this case I won't because I don't have an image of her, and I'll just show you where that shows up now down here. So where it says what people are saying, that's, you could change that wording here. So I could say customer reviews, something like that, once you start to get some testimonials. But if you don't have any testimonials, then you can just leave that section there. Again, it's very limited in what we can actually make it look like. So if you don't like the look of it, then don't use the testimonials here. You can use them on your sales page instead. I quite like to add a little thingy like that just to show that who gave the testimonial, so we can see a preview of it here. And the testimonial, obviously if it was much longer, would all sit in this box here, and that's where it would look like. So if we come back out to, I'll just press save, come back out to the list of updates that we can make here. So the page content was kind of all this row, this column here, and then the design. So we're step by step through this. The action button color, so that's just going to be the button where people purchase, and it says pay now. For now, mine is not showing that. I think that's just because I've selected PayPal as the checkout, and so that is the only button that it's showing for now. We'll see what it looks like when we test it as well. But otherwise, if you're using Stripe or Kajabi payments, then your button color and the action that it says on the button will be relevant to what's here. The banner image, so this image up here is actually, it's a banner, but it's actually an image. So if you're wanting to add an image up there, you can. However, it is quite tricky to align it. Definitely don't have any text on it. It's quite tricky to be able to align it. And of course, because if people are looking at it at your checkout on different size devices, then it just kind of needs to be a pretty generic image like this one, or maybe a landscape image. But otherwise, we can just untick that to take it away completely. That's just a default Kajabi one. That's always there when you set up a new offer. Okay, we can ignore that now because we've taken it away. And the logo here is a logo that sits on top of the banner. So we can't select a logo unless we have the banner showing, and therefore you'd like to create a banner in your own customized brand and then add the logo on top of it. But I think it looks absolutely fine without them, so I'm not going to use that design feature. So we'll press save and go back out to the main menu. The next options are form fields. So this is over here, and it's the information that you're going to collect from the customer upon checkout. So at the start when we set it up, we chose that we also wanted to add name and phone number. And again, here goes the other two options here if you want to add them. Collect address, press save, it will pop up. There we go, and add the address options in here for people, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just press save. And the other option is to add some custom fields. So if there's something very specific to your industry that you're wanting to ask your customers, or that you've already set up custom fields for. So here I have one here, how many years have you been studying? So if I want to add that field, not sure why I have that question, but there we go. That's a custom field that I've already set up in the past, perhaps for another form or for another checkout. And so I'm wanting to add it into here as well. So I'll just leave that there for now. I'll show you what it looks like. So that's the form fields. The next one is order bump. So this is where we can add a option for someone to purchase something else while they're here. So this is different to an upsell. This is something that I need to have set up an offer for already, to select it from here, and then I could say grab this great tool to help support you alongside the mini course. So it's called an order bump because it just sits, once it's set up, there we go, down here. So you'll see people could just tick the box and add it to their order, and it will automatically add on top of the mini course, the price, whatever the price of the packages that you've put in here. So it's probably a good idea to add some text about how much it is, so they know. Something like that. And I'll show you when we test it how that looks. And then the next one here is additional settings. So this one here is quite important because I like customers to be able to make their own passwords for their account that they're logging into with you. So if they're buying a course and the course is hosted on Kajabi, then they need some login details to be able to log in and take the course. What happens at the moment when they purchase, based on this current setup, when they purchase, instead of going straight to that login page or that thank you page or that library page that we discussed in the earlier settings, the backend settings, they instantly get taken to a set up your own account page. And it's very generic looking. It's not your brand. It's more of a Kajabi brand page. And so I recommend to avoid that. What we do is we tick this box here and this one. So returning members must log in and then collect new member passwords. And this will have them create their own account login details and password at checkout. So straight after checkout, they'll go straight to wherever you've advised in the previous settings, straight to the library to take the mini course, straight to that welcome thank you page, or whatever it is you've set. This also means that if you have customers that are constantly purchasing different offers from you, then they will be required to log in. It will prompt them to log in as soon as they enter their email address here. It will recognize them as a customer and ask them to log in and then purchase. That means that all of the products they purchase from you will sit in one account for them. So in the library, they'll be able to see everything there. So if they use a different email address, then it won't do that, and they'll have to log in using different email addresses, and it can cause all sorts of hassles for your customers and for you probably. The next set here is the service agreement. So this is what we talked about earlier when we were first setting it up. I had it preset to not required. If I change it to required and press save, we'll see what changes over here. there will be a little checkbox that comes up that says, I've read and agreed to the terms and conditions of this page. That's absolutely fine if you have some terms and conditions for people to read, either over here or added as a link, like a hyperlink from the text here. Then they can check this to agree before they purchase that they've read the terms and conditions. Otherwise, you can create your own custom service agreement here. So if you tick this, and then I'll just quickly type policy 1, just as an example here, you'll see what it then looks like. So they still need to tick the box to say they've read the terms and conditions, but essentially the terms and conditions sit within this box here. So if you've just got a short set of terms and conditions, then that's quite doable. Otherwise, I would select the other one and have a link that takes people through to the terms and conditions to read. I would recommend that you definitely have some form of terms and conditions for people regarding your refund policy, also regarding the knowledge that they're going to learn, that it is owned by you and can't be repurposed or reused anywhere else by the customer without your permission, things like that. Just make sure you've got lots of security with a policy. Definitely you need some kind of terms and conditions and or policies with your online digital products. You can check out my website. If you're from New Zealand, I have some options for templates that you can use, legal templates, but check out my website and you'll be able to find some more information about that. So let's go back out. Oh, sorry, additional settings. The other option down here is the mobile layout. So if we preview this now, we'll just go preview in a new tab, and we look at it like, so at the moment it's like someone's looking at it on a desktop. This is what the checkout looks like. If we scroll it across like this, it looks like a mobile. So this is what people will read on mobile. So right now, they instantly getting asked to enter their details and their credit card go through to PayPal, and then the information about the courses after that. That might be suitable for you if you've got people that already know what it's about, if they're coming from a sales page and they just want to purchase. However, the options down here where it says mobile layout allow you to switch that around. So you can have the form on the bottom and the text on top when it's on mobile. So if I just press save and we preview that again, it is a mobile phone. Oops, this one here. I'll just refresh this, and then obviously it doesn't change on desktop at all. It's the mobile view. If I go like this, switches it into mobile view, and now it's giving you all the information at the top and the form at the bottom and the payment details at the bottom on mobile. So that's the difference there. The other option here is to add a footer menu. So this might be where you link your terms and conditions. At the moment, there's not one here. So you'll see below the testimonial, there's nothing in a footer area. If I select my footer menu, which I'm not sure what's on that in this demo account, we'll just press save and see what pops up. Nothing, because I've got nothing in my footer menu. So usually it would show down here. There's nothing. So if we just go, I'll just select a different menu just to show you what it looks like. Here, so the store and my library, but this is where you can create menus over in the navigation function of Kajabi, and you could have a footer menu that has maybe a link to your terms and conditions and your privacy policy, and that is where you could just select that singular option up here that they have read the terms and conditions on the page, and so long as it's linked down here, people can get to it. The other option here is to change this to a legacy checkout. I wouldn't recommend doing this. This is just an old version of Kajabi that you can change back to. There's definitely more functionality in the current version that I've just shown you the instructions for. So that is all of the settings that you can create for your checkout, and then we can preview it by going here and pressing preview. It's going to open up a new tab instantly. The name up here in the browser that says demo site, that is because that is the name of my Kajabi site. So if your business name is the name of your Kajabi site, perfect, that will just show up there. There's sort of no other way to change that. So just make sure it's something relevant to your site. And now I can have a look at this, but you'll see that I still can't purchase. So when I hover over this button here, it says checkout is disabled while you're previewing. So basically Kajabi recognizes that I'm in preview mode. I'm the administrator of the site, and so I can't purchase my own products this way. So there's a different way to do that, and I'm going to show you that in the next section of the video. We'll just go back to here. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to get the link. So this here opens up a pop-up with a link like this. This is the link to checkout. So this link here is the link that you're going to give to people if they would like to purchase. It's the link that you're going to add to the buttons maybe on your sales page, so the landing page that you have with information about your product, your mini course that is, helping people understand the benefits to them and why they would like to purchase. This link here is the link that you would connect the button to when they're ready to purchase. And this is also the link that we're going to copy and then use to test. Right, so we've copied that link. Now what I'm going to do is there's two different ways that we can test this. Now, this current browser that I'm in, it's a Chrome browser. It's always going to recognize, even if I log out of my Kajabi account, it's going to recognize that I'm the administrator of this particular offer, this Kajabi account that has this offer. So it's impossible to be able to test it that way. So a couple of different options here. And I have Chrome, I'm on a MacBook. The other option is to open up a different browser, which could be Safari. So on a MacBook, I can go here and open up Safari. It's a different internet browser. It doesn't recognize me as the administration or being logged in on my Kajabi account, and then I can hit paste. So that was Command V on a MacBook, and paste that checkout link into the browser window up the top there. And now that has opened up the checkout, and you'll be able to see that I can purchase once I've entered in the details. Just entered in my details here, agreed to the terms and conditions. I will check this actually. I'm not actually going to click purchase right now because I'll show you why. So right now the buttons come live that I can click to purchase, and it's going to take me through to my PayPal account and then ask me to purchase from there. But I just wanted to show you what happens when I've selected this bolt-on extra. So the subtotal of the mini course was $79. The bolt-on extra is this test package is $50. I think I put 25 by now, but that was just my example writing. The actual offer that I added in the settings is $50. That's why it's added it up here. And so it's added the total together and showing me that I'm going to purchase as a customer $129. I'll just open this right up. $129 worth of offer, and then I'm going to go through to my PayPal checkout. Now, as the Kajabi hero setting up this account and testing it, I don't necessarily want to buy $129 of testing on my own credit card. So what I can do is I can go back to the settings of my Kajabi offer and change the price to just like $1. So then I can test with a credit card, so I can get the real life scenario of how a customer is going to experience everything, but just pay $1 on my credit card. So I'm going to go back over to my main browser that had the settings here, and we're in the back end settings area, and I'm going to go to pricing. And I'm going to change the price to just $1. Now you need to remember that you need to come back and change it again after you've done the testing. So if I press save, and then I'm going to go into my other offer, the one that I added as the bolt-on, as the extra piece, the bundle, and I believe it was this one here, and I'm also going to make that $1. Then that will mean that I'm only going to charge myself $1. $2 in total when I add the extra as well. So for testing, there we go. Okay. So now I should be able to go back to my browser, the Safari browser, the other browser, and refresh it. So let's just see if it works. Oops. Oops. So we want to reload it. And I'm going to enter in my details again. Okay, so I've added in all those details again, and I've clicked the yes, add the test package, even though the text is still wrong here. And now you'll see it's going to charge me $1 and for the extra piece, $1. If I decided I didn't want that extra as the customer, just untick that, and this here will automatically update to just the main price, which remember, this is text that we overrode before. If I didn't override this text earlier, then that would automatically adjust to the $1 price. And actually, I'm just going to show you what that looks like, because if I come back into my main course settings, go back in, and go to pricing. Hopefully you're following along okay. I'm going to take away the text override here just to show you. So before it would have said $79, and now it's just going to say $1. refresh this again. I have to enter my details again. That's okay. So now that's just changed to $1. So I know exactly how much I'm getting charged here. But if I select the add-on package, it automatically splits it out like that and shows me that I'm going to pay more. So then I can go through and I can enter my details, go through, pay at checkout, experience exactly like the customer does. I should receive the email from the automations that we set up as well, the first email of the sequence. One other way that you can test without doing it in the same browser, if you don't have a different browser like Safari, then you can open an incognito window in your Chrome account or whichever browser you're using. So if I just right clicked on Chrome and came up to incognito window. It's kind of like a private window where it's not tracking what you're doing, so it can't recognize that you're the administrator. And I'm going to paste that offer link in there that I just copied, and that's going to open up the checkout, and we can go through and test it the same way. Again, enter my details in there, and then this time I won't purchase the extra one, so I'll just leave that as it is, and I'll press PayPal checkout, and you'll see it's going to open up with my PayPal details, and I can go through and log into my PayPal to pay from my balance or select to pay from my credit card via PayPal as well. So we won't do that here, but that is how I can purchase as a customer there. So that is all I'm going to show you today. The only thing that I have forgotten to show you is this. So automatically at the checkout, it has subscribed to our email list. Just go back into my actual checkout settings over here. And if we look here, subscribe to our email list. That was automatically there. There's nowhere over here that I can adjust that. I can't turn it on. I can't turn it off within the checkout settings. This is to do with some settings on my overall Kajabi account settings. So if you come back out into Kajabi, and come down to your settings area, and if you go into your checkout, this is where we adjust that here. Now, remembering that this is not for that specific offer, it's for your whole Kajabi account. So you will need to know the relevant rules and laws in your country as to, and the people that you're selling to, as to what is allowed in terms of this. So the ideal scenario is that you have it disabled, or you automatically sign up customers to your email list when they purchase a paid offer. Here, that's not letting me check it. There we go. So I can do that, and it's just giving you, make sure you understand the laws about this. So because what it's going to do is, if I do that, it will take away. So if I press save and then we go back over to here, it will take away the subscribe to email list checkbox, because it's automatically going to subscribe customers to my email list. Depending on what country you're in, you need to understand if that is law or not, or whether or not you need to have that checklist for people to check to say that yes, they do want to be subscribed. Now, the implications of that, if you do have that box there and somebody does not check it, they will not receive that automated welcome email that you have set up. So that's just something to know if they don't check it. The other option within your checkout settings, so if it is the law, you can create and you can make it whether it's an unchecked box or a pre-checked box on your site. So I'll just untick that so we can show you. And you can put a custom message. So rather than it just saying subscribe to our email list, the default messaging there, maybe you just explain a little bit more to customers. Please make sure you subscribe. Check this box to subscribe to emails about the product you're purchasing. Then they will understand you're not just going to market to them, but you're actually going to send them emails about the product that they're purchasing. So they'll understand the significance of checking the box. And I have made a pre-check box. So now if I go over to my settings and I refresh, we'll see that box pop back up in here with that custom wording. There we go. Please make sure you check this box to subscribe to emails about the product you're purchasing. You can opt out anytime. So whenever they receive an email, it's always got an unsubscribe option at the bottom of it for them. So that is truth. And by default, this is going to be checked, and they can tick there to uncheck it. It's just going to, on the preview, we can do that. They can tick here to uncheck it if they don't want to receive emails, but ideally we want them to receive the email, especially the welcome email. Otherwise, the only other way to make contact with people if they're not subscribed to your email marketing is to send announcements and notifications within your course product, and they will receive those. But email marketing, from the email marketing tab of Kajabi over here, email sequences, they will not receive from you if they're not subscribed. So I hope that helps. That's just a little bit extra that I just wanted to cover to make sure that you understood that as well. And that's it. Now you've got your offer all set up, your checkout page customized, your automations in place, and you're ready to sell. If you found this video helpful, please go ahead and hit subscribe. I release regular videos like this to help you on Kajabi, tutorials to help you with your online business and digital products, and to make the tech side easier for everybody. And again, if you're new to Kajabi or thinking about switching, make sure you use my partner link below. When you want to sign up, you'll get an extended free trial and access to my exclusive training vault, demo videos, and setup templates to help you launch faster. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on online business in Kajabi. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to help.